All right. So I am going to talk tonight about turning samples into sales. And the reason that I chose this topic for tonight is because Le-Vel just did this like huge promotion where they gave us all these free samples that we got to send to people. And something I noticed is if I didn't stay like really on top of things, I feel like I wasted those mail outs. So what I wanted to talk about is some of the things that we can do when we send out samples like that to turn those samples into sales. And I sent out a lot of samples. So I feel like I have like a lot of people who like, I can be like, okay, well, I did this with this person and it worked, but I did this with this person and it didn't. So I feel like just based on the sheer number of samples that I sent out and what I did differently with each one, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what worked and what didn't. But before we get started, I'm just going to say a quick prayer to start everything off. So God, thank you so much for giving us this business, giving us these like-minded women to run with and do business with every day and to support each other. God, we thank you for all the blessings that you've given our team and continue to give our team. And we always hope to serve you and just glorify you in this business. Amen. So, okay, so turning samples into sales. So here's what I learned as far as like getting people to sample, because I had someone tell me, they were like, I think it was Missy. They were like, I can't even get people to take my free samples. And so when she told me that, I was sitting there thinking like, okay. And I went back through Missy's post and I was trying to figure out what she posted and how it was different from what I posted, because people wanted the free samples when I posted. So what I figured out is I had to make it simple. And by simple, I mean, like, I couldn't say who wants a free sample and leave open-ended like that. I had to say, hey, drop an emoji if you'd like a free sample, no strings attached. And when I said drop an emoji, people were way more likely to drop an emoji than they were to message me and tell me that they wanted a free sample or to actually leave a comment saying that they wanted one. Another way that made it easy on people is putting polls in my story. So if I put a poll in my story and ask someone if they wanted a free sample, they were much more likely to hit that vote button than they were to send me a message. And if you guys are just hopping on right now, my internet's really bad tonight, and that's why you're not seeing my face. When I turn on my video, it cuts out real bad. So if you're wondering why my picture's up, that's why. But anyway, so basically you have to make it simple for them or they're not going to do it. So that was what I found out about getting people to actually be like, hey, I want to do this. Another thing that I did is I was like super honest about like, hey, I'm not going to bug you about this. There is no strings attached. There is no obligation to buy. There is no nothing. Like, this is legit free, no strings attached, 3-day sample, period. So that was the one thing that I also made sure that people knew, because I think sometimes like people are like, hey, you're going to give me a free sample, but then you're going to expect me to buy this, this, and this, or I don't get the sample. And that isn't the case at all. I've also like had somebody offer me a free sample of something, and then when they message me, they're like, all you have to do is post this on your wall for me and I'll give you a free sample. And I'm like, no, girl, because I've worked real hard on my social media and I don't know anything about this product. So no, I'm not posting for you. So I think that people are wary because there are a lot of companies that do things like that. And I think that's the reason that people aren't wanting to take your samples, is because they're afraid that you're going to be like, well, I need you to post this for me. That's why I say no strings attached. Literally, all I need is your shipping address and your email address to set up your free account. That is it. That is it. So another way that I made it simple was when they dropped the emoji or they voted in the poll or whatever it was that they wanted a sample, I asked for the information that I knew that I needed to make a free account for them, and I made the account. And when I make the account, I always try to make the username their name. If it's taken, I'll add the year, like Jasmine Martin 21. Then if that's taken, I'll just figure something out with their, like J Martin 21, until I can figure it out. But I always make the password Thrive 123 exclamation. And the reason that I do that is because when someone asks me to log in for them and change something for them, there is a real good chance that I made their password Thrive 123 exclamation, and I'm not going to have to go search for it. So you're not only keeping it simple for them, you're keeping it simple for yourself. So when I make their free account, and I make the free account before I send the sample, and the reason is if you've noticed in your back office, you can send a sample to somebody, but then their email be in use already if you go to make their free account after. So I make their free account, make sure their email is not already in use somehow. And then I send them a message and I'm like, hey, I just made your free account. Here's your username and your password. Here's how you log in, because they actually have to go to Le-Vel.com to log in. They can't log in with your link. So I give them the Le-Vel.com and say, this is how you log in. And if you hold tight just a second, now I'm going to work on getting your sample sent out. And then I go straight to my back office and send out that free sample. After I send the free sample out, there's a pop-up that will pop up that will say, it says something like, hey, copy and paste this message so they know to go verify their email. So that's what I do. I copy and paste the message. I send it to them and I say, let me know once you verify your email. They'll message right back, usually say, hey, I verified. And I'm like, okay, great. So you're all set up now. And what I need you to do is I need you to let me know when you get your box. I don't want you to open it. I don't want you to touch it. I don't want you to do anything until you message me and tell me that you got it. Take a picture of the box on your porch and send it to me. Like, I'm very specific that I don't want them to do anything without talking to me first, because I'm going to have very specific instructions for them. And the reason that I do this is because people will legit get those samples and then mess it all up because they don't want to message you and tell you that they got it. And they just take it like however, and then they mess it all up and then they have a bad experience and then they hate Thrive. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm able to hold their hand through the whole process, because, and here's the thing, sampling is really a difficult, like for me, I don't prefer to sample. If I can get someone to do the 4-week experience and commit 4 weeks to me with this, I would much rather do that, because there are chances that they are going to detox that first week and they're not going to enjoy the experience as much as they will after they get through detox. So if I can get them to commit to 4 weeks, by all means, I'm going to do that. But there are some people that are just not going to do it. So those are the people that I will send samples to. And here's the thing also with this, I set them up and tell them what they should expect. Okay. I make sure that they know that this is a process and not everybody is a day one thriver. I personally wasn't a day one thriver. So, and y'all, I'm talking with my hands right now, like y'all can see me, but I'm taking a drink. Anyway, I personally was not a day one thriver. So if someone would have given me a 1-day sample, I would have never done it again. So here's the thing, that I set up their expectations. And I let them know, basically, here's what a 3-day sample is for. We're going to let you see how easy the process is. We're going to let you taste the shake. We're going to let you see how easy it is to incorporate into your day. But the chances are, while you may feel like more energy or something your first day, chances are you are going to need to go through detox and actually commit to about 4 weeks before you really start noticing the benefits every day. And so I set them up and basically tell them, this is so you can see how simple this is, that it's not going to be something that is going to be hard, that you have to remember every day. It is so simple. You're going to do it the first 30 minutes and you're done. The shakes taste good. They're going to see, basically, this is just your trial run. Don't expect anything. That's how I set this up. And the reason for that is, if they do have an amazing first day and they're a first day thriver, guess what? I didn't oversell the experience and they are over happy. But if I go in overselling the experience and then it under delivers for them because they're like me and don't have a good first day, then I ruined it. So I go in telling them what to expect. And when I follow up with them, I don't ask them, hey, how are you feeling? I ask them questions like, hey, did you like how simple that was? Or, hey, didn't the shake taste great? Or what flavor did you like best if you sent different flavors and didn't use whatever, I will also like ask things like, hey, did you only do one capsule this morning? Just to kind of double check and say, hey, did you get your water in or something like that? But I'm never like setting them up to make them feel like they should be feeling something, because if they're not, I don't want them to be disappointed. So that is how I work with my follow-ups. That is how, when I send out the samples, I'm setting them up. I want to under promise and over deliver. And I feel like we can do that with these products because they're amazing. We all know they're amazing or we wouldn't be here. So I feel like if I undersell it with a sample and over deliver, it's going to work every time. So, okay. So I always tell them how important it is to message before they start. I always start everybody with the one capsule. Even when they get a sample, I'm starting them with one capsule. And if you don't have those copy and paste instructions for me for your like day 1, day 2, day 3, like experience, send me a message after this Zoom and I'll send them to you, because it is really streamlined things for me. I know what I'm sending every single person that is sampling or starting their experience with me, because I send them all the same thing and I start everybody the same way. So it's never me having to go back and remember how I started a certain person, or I did this way and this person this way. So when I have a sample out, if they don't message me within a week, I'm messaging them and saying, hey, did your box ever get there? Because sometimes the box will get there and it's probably sitting on their counter and they're like, oh, I'll message her later, or I want to wait till the weekend or something, and they forgot. And I want them to remember that they need to message me for instructions. So I will follow up with them. I actually write a list as I send out samples, and it's a list that sits on my computer. And I actually split it into my account and Jared's account and who I sent the sample under. And so I will, I'll look and see who I have samples out with every single morning. And I'll be like, should they have theirs by now? And if so, I'll send them a quick message and be like, hey, did your box ever get there? And they'll either say, no, not yet, still waiting. Or they'll be like, oh yeah, it got here, I just haven't had a minute. And in that case, I can go ahead and send them starting instructions. If someone's like, oh, say it's Tuesday and someone's like, I'm not going to start till Saturday, I'll put it in my calendar. I use Apple Calendar, and I will put it in my calendar that, I see Tiffany's face. I put it in my calendar that Tiffany is going to start on Saturday. So that way I remember Saturday morning when I look at my calendar to message Tiffany and say, hey, did you do the 3 steps this morning? How was it? So, I would never remember that on my own, you guys. Like, I have a horrible memory anyway. I would never remember that on my own. But when I put it in my calendar and I message somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, she remembered that I was going to start this morning. Like, you know how good that makes somebody feel? I mean, it would make me feel good, that somebody like took the time to, and even if they did put it in their calendar to remember, they still took the time to do it. It's all about customer service. So that's going to make them feel good. It's going to make them know that you are invested in their experience and you want this to work for them, and that you are going to be there and you're not going to peace out. You're not going to like say, oh, well, I'm not taking the products anymore and just leave everybody hanging. They know that you're going to be there. Like when they get that message, they're like, okay, this girl's in it for the long haul with me. So anyway, I always message day 1 that I know that they're starting. I'll message that morning and ask how it went, if they got their 3 steps in. And then that evening I'll be like, so, hey, how's it going? Like, did you have a good day? That sort of thing. That way I can make adjustments if I need to. Like if someone was like, I felt jittery, I felt this, I felt that, I can make sure that I'm telling them, okay, we're going to space the steps this way tomorrow. You're still only going to take one capsule. We're going to drink water here. You're going to eat something small here. Just so I can make sure that like I am fixing them before day 3. Like when you send out a 3-day sample, you got 3 days to get it right, y'all. Like, I mean, you have to be on them every single day to make sure that one of those days is amazing. Okay. Like you got 3 days. That's it. So that's another thing that's hard about sending out samples, which I'm not saying I won't. Like I bet you right now I have out 20 samples. Okay. Like personally, like I have probably sampled out 20 people right now. So I'm not saying that I don't send out samples. I'm just saying that it is difficult to get. I mean, you got 3 days. It's 3 days. It's do or die in 3 days. So after day 1, day 2, same thing, follow up. If day 2, they are still having an amazing experience, I try to get them to order day 2. And the reason for that is because I will message them and I will say, hey, and they're like, oh my God, I'm loving this. I cleaned my whole house. I have so much energy. This is amazing. I'll be like, well, how about we go ahead and place your order so you don't have so much time waiting without product. And usually it works. Day 2, if they're already like a day 1, day 2 thriver, they're going to order on day 2. So that usually works. I will even sometimes go in and order for them if they need the extra help. I don't mind going in and ordering for people because I know that it's done right. And I know that they're going to get what they need. I know it's going to be on auto ship. So they're going to get both boxes of shakes and it's not going to be a problem. That sort of thing. So I will go in and place their order for them. And it just makes it so much easier on everybody. It's less stressful. So, day 3, if they're like, oh, I don't know, I want to wait till payday. I don't know, like whatever excuses they make. Chances are, like, if you're getting someone to day 3 and like they're like, well, I haven't noticed anything, or I mean, and that there are some people that don't, like Jamie Lindbergh, if you know her, she didn't notice anything until day 13. So like there are people who don't feel anything that first week, or there are people like me who have bad experience first day or first week where they're detoxing. So there are people like that. But those are the people that I'm like, you know what? I really think it would benefit you to just give it the 4 weeks. Can you commit 4 weeks to me and see if you're not detoxing right now? See if your body isn't just, slower to hop on board with things. Like I try to get them to commit to the 4 weeks because y'all know as well as I do, you're going to go through detox. There's going to be so many variables. Everyone is different. So you don't know. And a lot of the times, like, and there are times like people will do a 3-day sample and be like, well, I didn't feel anything. I'm not going to order. And that's okay. A lot of the times those people will come back. And the thing about that is too, like, don't be married to the no. And when I say that, like for every yes you get, you're going to get twice as many no's, and in this business is such a math game. Like if you send out 20 samples, you may sell 8 4-week experiences. The more samples you send out, the more experiences you sell. Right. So it's really a numbers game. The more that you're out there, the more the people that you're talking to, the more people you're sampling, like it's the more people who are going to order. So, I mean, so when somebody says no, don't let that discourage you. If I could tell you guys how many times I have been told no over the past year and a half, only for that person to come back later and order. Only for that person to be like, okay, I've been watching you for like a year now. I give in, and then love the experience. So like, don't let it discourage you when someone doesn't order. You just got to keep moving on to the next person. And when that person's ready, they're going to come back. So another thing too, is I want to make sure that you guys are always creating excitement around your samples, right? So when you have samples to give out, I like to say, you know, a mini experience or something that just makes it sound as exciting as we know that it is, right? So I'm sitting there like when I'm like, I'm going to give you a whole mini experience. You're going to love it. If I'm sending it out personally, sometimes I'll throw an activate or something in there. That way, if like they're telling me that they don't feel any energy, I can tell them to pop that on day 2. So, I mean, sometimes if I'm sending out the samples, I'll put an extra plus line product in there. But the thing is like when you have samples out, you have to take care of them like they are your children. Like, I mean, that's just all there is to it. And you got to think your samples cost you money. Okay. So it's an investment. And if you're not following up, you're not going to get the return on investment that you need to make it worth it. Okay. So I know like that it is difficult. We are busy, but if you can even commit to 20 minutes a day just for follow-ups, that is going to propel your business so much. When you take the time to follow up with your customers and they feel important, they feel like you're invested in their journey. That is going to make all the difference as to whether or not they keep trusting you to move on, even if they didn't feel anything with their sample. So that is all I have about like the samples that we're sending out right now. I do have another Zoom that I did earlier last year, and it is about smart sampling. And that is a really good Zoom too, if you want to dig deeper into sampling and actually selling your samples and why a lot of the times I will sell my samples. I like to create value around the product. And I feel like when people pay for something, they're going to take it more seriously. Because they're investing their money into it. So they're going to take the experience more seriously than when they get something for free. So if you just go to Team Inspire group and search smart sampling, or you can go to the YouTube channel that I've created where I upload these videos, and you can look up the smart sampling. I think it's smart sampling and showing up is the title. So does anybody have questions? Chelsea, did you man the chat for me? Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I said was seeing if we could put those copy paste things actually in the group chat so we can just all get them instead of doing it individually.
Yeah, and that's fine. I just like one, there's a lot of people in our group chat that aren't active right now. So gotcha. I try not to blow it up like a whole lot, unless it's like more informational. And like, if I have something like that I want to do that's more personal, I'll send it like one-on-one or like in a smaller gotcha. Group. So I don't want to deter people. I don't want to, the people who are kind of not showing up right now, I don't want them to be like, God, this team's so annoying and just leave the group altogether, because they may at some point change their mind and come back.
No, yeah, I gotcha.
So I just want to be respectful of everyone's dinging on their phone.
They're dinging. That's hilarious.
They're dinging on their phone. So I'm sorry my internet was so bad tonight. Hopefully I didn't cut out too bad with my video off. I moved to my kitchen and everything. So is there any other questions? You can unmute yourself and ask if you have a question or anything before we hop off here.
Maybe we need a secret group because it's nice chatting in there.
And that's fine. If you want to start that, that's fine. Add us to the ones that are like more chatty than others. If you want to add us to it, that's fine. Go for it.
So Chelsea, you said, and I just caught that because I just copy and pasted those notes into the Team Inspire chat. Do you want me to do another one with just who's on tonight then?
No, it's fine. I mean, if you copied
okay.
and pasted them in, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. They're all there. And, but like moving forward, like if you have things that aren't as like I like when people ask the questions in the Team Inspire group, like legit questions, because that means we're only going to have to answer them one time and everybody can read it. So I enjoy that. But if it's something like more on a personal level, I would take it to like a more private chat. So anyone else? I appreciate the fact that you girls are showing up. I know like where it's such a weird season right now. And I don't know if you guys read the post that I made today, but I was like actually kind of struggling with everything that is going on right now, like posting about my business. And I was like, man, I was like, it just feels like it's so like not important compared to the fact that hospitals are overflowing and all the things right now. But then I got to thinking about it, and could you imagine, like, just me, for instance, like, let's say that all of this happened before I started thriving and I wasn't in great health, and I'm sitting here thinking what we have our hands on right now, people need that. People need to be taking care of themselves right now. People need to be taking their vitamins. People need to be putting their health first right now. And so I really think that like we should, and we got to be careful because we cannot, there's compliance and things when it comes into like mentioning COVID and your vitamins and Thrive. Like we cannot imply that like Thrive is going to cure COVID or Thrive is going to keep you from getting it or whatever. But what we can do is promote health, which is what this business is anyway, and let people know that, the best investment that they can make right now and the best thing that they can do to help themselves when they feel helpless is take care of themselves. Be in the best position that you possibly can right now. If something happens and you do get sick, if you do get sick, you don't want to be someone who is 100 pounds overweight with underlying issues. So right now, more than ever, is a time that health is on the forefront. And while I was thinking that it was like, I was sitting there and I was looking at it so much wrong, like I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at it like, oh, I'm trying to do business and people are dying. But the thing about it is this is so much more than that. This is literally people changing their lives and being healthier. So, and I really think that it makes a difference. Like, I think being healthy, a lot of the healthier people that I know that have gotten COVID, have done fine. Like it's usually the people who haven't been taking care of themselves. So really, really push the fact that people need to be healthy right now, and just be careful in how you do it. Again, be compliant, and don't get us in trouble. But yeah, let's all take care of ourselves and be an example and get everyone else to do the same. So
Listen, I just want to say really quickly, I had somebody reach out to me today that I didn't even know was watching my stuff. Like I'm friends with her, but I didn't know how much she was watching my stuff. And she said, I have Crohn's disease and I just want to be healthy. And you look like you just feel so much better. And can you tell me about Thrive? And she wants me to give her some of, like I'm going to take a picture of the back of unless you have something that I just have missed, but I'm going to take a picture back of, God, I can't even talk. I'm sorry. A picture of the back of the vitamins and the shake because she wants to take it to her doctor. Like we all know it's just vitamins, but I get it. She's doesn't want to mess up with whatever her doctors are doing. But she said, I just want to feel better.
yeah.
And she works in a hospital. And she's like, I just want to feel better. I'm vaccinated, but that doesn't mean anything right now.
Yeah. And people are scared right now. And literally the only thing that we can do is take care of ourselves. Like that is the only thing that we can do right now is take care of our own health and be taking our vitamins, working out, the things that we need to do to be healthy in case something does happen, worst case scenario. So I encourage everyone to kind of put that out there this week, and be very careful in how you say it, because again, you cannot mention Thrive and COVID and things like that. Like you have to just promote health. That is what this is anyway. So, and I think like once I changed my mindset around, like I wasn't annoying people with my like vitamin business, but I was literally giving them an opportunity to give themselves the best defense possible against whatever it is that we're facing right now. Like it just clicked for me. It was so like, I just thought about it all different, and I'm sitting here thinking now I can save the world. Like, so I like, if you didn't read my post today, like go read it, and kind of get an idea. And I like, definitely, if you get a chance this week, maybe post something similar, just make it you, and how important health is right now more than ever. All right. So if anyone has anything else, I can answer that now. If not, just send me a message after. If I think Deb said that she posted those, the copy and paste thing that I send to people when they start in the group chat. So that is there for y'all. Thank you for that, Deb. And I will see you guys later this week. I'm probably going to try to hop in and do a live this week too. So I'm going to try to kind of let me know the topics that y'all need help with. That way I can do what y'all need. That's one of the great things about having a smaller group like this, is that we can really like pick and choose what it is that y'all need right now. So send me any topic ideas that you guys would like to hear about, and I will make sure that we cover it.
Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. Wherever the copy and paste, you said Team Inspire in the group. I'm not in the group chat, I don't believe, for Team Inspire. I can't find it if so.
Okay. I'll look if someone, I know Chelsea's probably sitting there already looking, but because
the copy and paste stuff would be great. Oh,
yeah,
she just
if
added
Chelsea
me.
hasn't already added. Yep. Chelsea, I
She
knew
got
it. Chelsea's like
Chelsea's
the group
on
mom. Yeah, she's the group mom. The funny thing is Chelsea's going to Las Vegas with us. And I told Jared that I wanted to see, I wanted to take a day and go see the Grand Canyon. And I was like, we'll have to tell Chelsea that we want to do that so she can set it up for us.
Yep, she is dead on it. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, she's like the group mom. All
I
right.
appreciate it. Thank
All right.
y'all.
Talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.